Second master skill of bringing music to life has to do with subdivisions and pulse and groove. And the key is that all the musicians are invited to embrace all the rhythms that are going on in the music at the same time. And then when we have our own part that is expressed in fast notes or slower notes, then it fits perfectly in these subdivisions. It sounds technical, but at the same time, when you observe great jazz musicians or classical musicians, if you watch closely at the way they use their bodies, you will indeed see these subdivisions taking place all the time. This is the way we will be able to play together and share this groove. Let's do a little experiment. We're going to have 4 levels of subdivision. The first level has to do with half notes, and all I want you to do is sway back 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 in the half note. And then I want you to pat your foot to the quarter note, 1, while we sway to the half note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Eighth notes we're going to put with our hand on our chest, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. And now we have 3 levels going. And we could add a 4th subdivision with 16th notes by saying so all of this grooving, which could accompany any kind of a tune, is taking place simultaneously in our bodies, and this is our goal. Let's look at some of these subdivisions with Tito Puente, Sheila E., and Pete Escovedo playing timbales and how they will share this groove. They will actually rotate in playing fast notes, 16th notes, and quarter notes, sharing the groove. If they have it in their body, they can come in perfectly in time. One final example of subdivisions living in the body. Let's watch Mark Dresser, great bassist, and our esteemed colleague John Clayton in a very contemporary bass duet. But especially watch these 2 artists on how their body is moving to the groove and how there is a relationship between the aliveness and the movement in their body and how we feel the energy of this music. Explore movement, how we use our body. The inspiration must come from the music, and the inspiration will dictate the kind of movement that we are expressing. We'll do a little warm-up exercise. I'd like you to join the high school musicians from Camp Lindo High School on stage with some very short, expressive movements in Tai Chi that reflect the slow movement of the music and how that movement can channel through our body in terms of expression that goes into our body and then out into the space. This next example, we will watch and listen and marvel at the movement that's possible with string instruments playing rock music. It's the Kronos String Quartet playing Jimi Hendrix's Foxy Lady. And what I want you to especially notice is the connection between the gesture. When the music goes up, the body goes up. When the music goes down, it goes down. And you also see with the second violinist the Tai Chi, karate type pizzicatos. They're absolute energy. It's just a killing instinct. Bam, 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 to the energy of Jimi Hendrix. So notice the relationship of the movement to the sound of the music and how that also has a great impact on how we feel this music. Back to the Campolindo High School Orchestra. Once again, with the coaching of Alan Schofield, this great choreographer who makes these wonderful connections between the meaning of the music and the connection to the body, and then how we must take that same kind of meaning and movement and then put our instruments in our hands and translate that to music. So once again, in this segment, it's called The Launch. And it has to do with how we make this one last chord come through our body so that it actually explodes out into the stage.
So let's stand up and find out how to launch that last note. So what's the most powerful part of your body? It's the hips. You have all these just gigantic muscles. You know, the martial arts are all sent, the punches are sent up from the hips. We're going to send a punch that's going to launch out into space, that beautiful last note. And you already play it brilliantly, but I think it could launch and fill the entire room and then knock the roof off. From the horns. Bum, 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 bum.
So my invitation to you is to begin to observe great performances of music that really touch your heart, touch your soul, inspire you and connect with you emotionally as an observer, as an audience member. And notice the relationship between what you see and what you feel. And I think you will agree that when we feel something, it comes through our body. And the best way to communicate to our body is from the body to the body. So this invites us as artists to embrace physical skills that aren't necessarily a part of our pedagogy. It's not something that we're taught by our instrumental teachers or in our schools, how to use our voice, how to understand rhythm, how to be a part of a rhythm section, and most important, how to get all aspects of our body, all parts of our body, from our feet through our head, to mirror and reflect what is going on in the music. These are skills that great artists have innately developed through their life experience, but I'd like to suggest that we honor the existence of the discipline of our breath, of rhythm, and of movement, and that we in our own way go out and find things that we can do that will help develop these skills. That means we can study martial arts, we can take Tai Chi lessons, we can take movement lessons, go to a Latin dance class and see how that will help you play Latin music and all other styles of music as well, and take singing lessons. All of these things will help us open the channels to our bodies that are essential in communicating music physically so that our audience will have the same physical experience. This is what we do with bringing music to life.